Hey, what are you guys doing in there? Well, if you're here, we might as well update the old What's in the Bag video, right? What's up everyone? If you're new here, I'm Mike the Oldish Goalie. I'm a 40-year-old guy who started playing net about 2 years ago and hadn't played since I was 12. So this channel has been pretty much my journey of getting back into the crease. Now it's been about a year since I did my last What's in the Bag video. Luckily, almost everything in my bag is new since last time, so should be a little more interesting than just showing you guys all the same old stuff. Now I'm gonna go through it in the order that I get dressed, so we're gonna start at the bottom. Oh, and if you only want to see a specific piece of gear, I put timestamps down in the description, so head down there if you want to find something you're looking for. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so from the garment bag side of my bag, we've got the all-important water bottle. Try not to leave home without it. As far as underlayers go, I've got a pair of just Bauer hockey socks. They're pretty much just like dress socks, nothing protective. I did buy a pair of the socks that have the Kevlar in them, but they're too thick. I gotta try to find something that's in between because I need something super thin on my feet. Otherwise they're uncomfortable. Next we've got a Under Armour base layer, a Nike Pro Combat underlayer, Warrior hockey shorts with the Velcro on them, for the CCM socks, and last but not least, the average Joe's jersey. Okay. Next piece of equipment is the all-important Jock. Now, after that nut shot that I took last season, I did go out and order this double cup. Definitely wanted to be protected a little more there. So far, this thing has been super comfortable. I've had zero issues with it. I was a bit concerned with it at first because it is a bit more of a thicker unit, so I was afraid that I was going to have a little less room in the pants, but they've actually been fine, so I've had no complaints. And I know Nick the Goalie, you got the same cup, so I hope you agree. These are the knee pads that came with my, my Warrior pads. Nothing crazy, just a standard knee pad, but they were a bit more low profile than the ones that I was using before them, so far so good. I don't mind these one bit. So after that, the next thing I throw on is my Vaughn Ventus. These are just the SLRs, they're not the pros. I did add a Warrior pant shell on these just to match the team colors. But these are one of the few things that are still in the bag from last time. Nothing really crazy to say about them. They're comfortable, they do the job. I wouldn't mind switching to a pro pant, but for the moment, in beer leagues, these have been fine for what I need. So the next thing I throw on are my skates. These are CCM Senior Tacks. Nothing special about them. They do have the black steel. I do kind of like that, but they're very comfortable compared to the skates I was in before. Definitely a stiffer boot, and also I feel I get a better attack angle because they do have a much more shaved down cowling. I noticed a huge change in my butterfly slides when I switched to these skates. And yes, I do put skates on after my shorts, which being a shorter, less flexible guy, I usually have to hold my breath to get down there and tie them. It's a lot of fun. Next thing that would go on would be my leg pads. So these are the Warrior RGT Seniors. They're a couple years old, but I love them to death. And as you can see, I don't clean my pads off. I love every puck mark that I get on them. Now I did add some iron-on letters and my number 33, because why not? Then I'd be putting on my Kova net guard. I love this thing. I switched to it from a Bauer Supreme Senior throat guard, which really didn't give me much protection in the throat. It did some in the clavicle area, but nothing compared to this thing, and this thing's super comfortable. I've taken a couple shots that would have hurt on the collarbone with my old one, but so far I'm loving this thing. Okay, after that, I've got the Warrior RG5 Pro Plus chest protector. Switched to this from the Senior G4. Those ones were okay, but I caught stingers on the arms quite a bit. And these things with the robo arms, I never feel a shot. These things are super beefy, and it seems like every skate, they're loosening up more and more. So mobility hasn't been an issue. You know, I picked these up and a stick up when we were going into a bit of a losing streak or a little bit of a lull going into the playoffs. And you know, any problem, if you throw enough money at it, it just seems to go away. Don't quote me on that. As far as like difference from the last chest protector, super comfortable, super mobile, super protective. The weight is a little bit heavier, but I don't really notice it that much. Next things to go on would be the glove and blocker. The blocker, nothing special, and I don't have much to compare it to, but I haven't had any problems with it. I did notice at one point that I seem to not be making that many blocker saves, so I started to try thinking about it more, and it looks a bit more marked up since that last video where I talked about that. The glove, as you can see, when it's in my bag, I keep it banded up with a ball in the pocket, just to try to help keep that shape. Not sure if that matters. I did steal a ball from my son, don't tell him, but it was the perfect size for keeping the pocket open and in shape. Now, as far as the glove, even dry, this thing is super broken in now. Once I got it modded by Factory Mad, it was nice and loose, but even more so after playing with it for about a season and a half. I absolutely love this glove. It's super light. Having the double T that's floated, anytime a puck goes in there, it stays in. Usually when I get pucks that bounce out or that don't stay in, they're hitting somewhere out of the pocket. So that's really operator error, nothing with the glove. I did also add Oldish in the iron-on letters on my glove too, because hey, I had them, why not? When I did get it modded, I'm not sure if I've covered this in a video before, but Dennis rebuilt the T completely, and he also replaced the brake. He was telling me that the piece of plastic that was in the brake from Warrior is like a square-shaped piece of plastic, and he replaced it, I believe, with something tubular, and it just gives a much more natural closure. And you can see it seals up nice and tight. So the last thing I throw on before I'm heading out to the ice, obviously, is my helmet. This is the custom bag that came from Warwick. You get choice of colors in the logo. And this thing has pretty much been the #1 star of the video. So you guys have all seen it before. If you haven't seen my mask comparison between this and my Bauer, you guys can check it out. Love this mask. I've taken tons of headshots off of it. And between the mask being super strong and Marty LaValle's paint job being awesome and very durable, you know, there's fingerprints and stuff because I haven't cleaned this thing, but the paint job is still in immaculate shape. Even the spot where I'm connecting my GoPro, I've got only rubber touching the paint, so I haven't had an issue, thankfully. So I guess the last thing to cover are sticks. This is one other thing that is still the same. My backup stick is the Bauer S27. This is an intermediate stick because I'm a short guy. But my main stick is a Warrior M1 Pro Plus, and this stick has totally changed the way I feel about sticks. It's a different lie to where I get more contact on the ice. At least more of the blade is in contact with the ice. But this stick is super light, super durable. I've got the lizard skin on the grip here, a little bit up here at the butt end, and I ended up cutting off some of my butt end grip in order to not have it so bulky and heavy. But I cannot complain at all about this stick. I'm considering buying a 3-pack and actually getting custom graphics on it, something to match the color scheme for the team. But, well, I guess it's time to play everybody's favorite game, and that's goalie bag Tetris. Whew, man, it's hot in here. It's about 10 p.m. right now, and it's still 80 degrees in my garage, so if I look a little shiny and sweaty, that's why. If you enjoyed this, do me a favor and click that like button. And if you've been enjoying my channel every once in a while, consider subscribing. It's free. But that's my What's in the Bag video. Have a great week, and I'll see you on the ice.